Turning now to Washington, where Donald Trump says he doesn't think there's a hold-up in Gaza ceasefire talks after the latest indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas ended without a breakthrough in Qatar. President Trump said Hamas appears willing to agree a ceasefire and that, quote, things are going very well. He was speaking at a dinner hosted in Washington for the Israeli Prime Minister. Benjamin Netanyahu heaped praise on Donald Trump for his work in the Middle East, presenting him with a letter of nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize.
The president has already realized great opportunities. He forged the Abraham Accords. He's forging peace as we speak in one country and one region after the other. So I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well deserved, and you should get it.
Thank you very much. This I didn't know. Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming from you in particular, this is very meaningful. Thank you very much, Bibi.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you. It's a great honor.
Back in Israel, there have also been signs of what the Netanyahu government is planning to do after the war comes to an end. Israel's Defence Minister, Israel Katz, says he's asked the army to look at ways of moving all Palestinians in Gaza into a camp built on the ruins of Rafah. International lawyers have condemned the plan, describing it as a blueprint for a crime against humanity. Speaking at the White House, both Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump said they're working on a range of post-war plans, including looking at other countries that will take in Palestinians, which under international law would amount to expulsion.
I think President Trump had a brilliant vision. It's called free choice. You know, if people want to stay, they can stay. But if they want to leave, they should be able to leave. It shouldn't be a prison. It should be an open place and give people a free choice. We're working with the United States very closely about finding countries that will seek to realize what they always say, that they want to give the Palestinians a better future. And those who, and I think we're getting close to finding several countries, and I think this will give, again, the freedom to choose. Palestinians should have it, and I hope that we can secure it close by.
And we've had great cooperation from surrounding Israel, surrounding countries, great cooperation from every single one of them. So something good will happen.
Our correspondent in Jerusalem, Ione Wells, told us about the reaction in the country to the proposals from Israel Katz.
One thing to first stress is that the Israeli government have not really ever given an official line on what their post-war plan for Gaza is. We've heard different iterations of ideas from different Israeli ministers. The latest that we've heard now is from the Defence Minister Israel Katz, this plan to essentially move 600,000 people initially and then the full population of 2 million people to what he's described as a camp on the ruins of Rafah in the south of Gaza. He's talked about screening people to get in, to check that they aren't Hamas operatives, and to encourage then emigration. Otherwise, people wouldn't be allowed out into other areas of Gaza. Now, this has been strongly condemned by international lawyers who say that this is essentially pushing people into a confined space like this. Wider plans that the Israeli government has touted as well have been condemned as well by international lawyers as amounting to expulsion, not least, for example, the plans which Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu discussed, which include this idea of trying to get other countries to take in Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. Donald Trump said that other countries in the region were cooperating. Benjamin Netanyahu said that they were close to agreeing with other countries' plans to take Palestinians in, but contrary to this, Arab states have actually been trying to come up with alternative solutions because such a solution to expel people from the Gaza Strip would amount to expulsion under international law.
And Ione, in the meantime, discussions starting up again on a possible ceasefire. How's that going?
Well, the third round of official indirect talks in Doha have concluded with no real breakthrough so far. Obviously, Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu were keen to show positive momentum at this meeting, to say that talks were going well, but we've not actually seen signs yet of a diplomatic breakthrough. Israeli media are reporting that there may be some progress on the issue of aid. Hamas want the UN to resume aid in Gaza, an end to the controversial US and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, although it's not clear whether either side may make concessions on this point. But crucially, one of the main sticking points still remains that Hamas want a US guarantee that hostilities won't continue after a ceasefire period. This has always actually been a deal on the table. If Israel commits to ending the war, Hamas has said it will release all the hostages. The problem is that Israel has so far rejected that as a solution, as a ceasefire negotiation. It's not clear at all from discussions so far between Donald Trump and Netanyahu, at least not publicly, that the US is keen to give such a guarantee. So at the moment, this remains the big sticking point here in negotiations.